Also tonight, a school board trustee under fire.
Why'd you put that on Facebook?
No comment.
What he posted on social media.
I think he's absolutely wrong. He's on the wrong side of history.
At the emergency meeting, triggered.
This is CTV News with Scott Roberts.
Outrage is growing tonight after a Chilliwack school trustee posted a rant online blasting BC's new curriculum dealing with sexual orientation and gender identity. CTV's Nafisa Karim is live at the Chilliwack School Board office where an emergency meeting is scheduled for tonight. Naf.
Scott, this is an in-camera meeting, which means the public is not allowed to attend. Barry Neufeld posted on Facebook on Monday, and in some of the comments, he's being called bigoted and transphobic, but he's not going to be removed from office.
I think he's absolutely wrong. He's on the wrong side of history on this issue.
He is longtime Chilliwack school trustee Richard Neufeld, who used a Facebook post to come out against the province's new sexual and gender identity program, writing, quote, "Children are being taught that heterosexual marriage is no longer the norm. And if this represents the values of Canadian society, count me out. I belong in a country like Russia."
Just tell us, why did you put that on Facebook?
No comment. I know.
Neufeld did not want to answer our questions about his post, which has hundreds of comments, many calling him bigoted and transphobic. School Board Chair Paul McManus says Neufeld's opinion is not shared by the board.
Being an elected official on the school board, you have to consider the things you say and the opinions you express, because people will mix the two up.
School Superintendent Evelyn Novak says Neufeld's comments came as a surprise.
Our board has not had an opportunity to discuss the whole idea of SOGI.
At issue is the Ministry of Education's Sexual and Gender Identity Program, or SOGI, which aims to discourage bullying and promote inclusion.
It's not acceptable to have an elected official violate human rights code of a province on the record in a public published statement.
But the minister won't remove Neufeld from his job.
Look, I expect his fellow trustees and the board chair will have a debate with him. He is absolutely in a very small minority on this issue.
Neufeld has been in office since 1992, and it appears he will remain there. One thing that has been removed, the post that started it all, it's now been taken down, and Neufeld's Facebook profile is no longer public. Scott?
Says it promotes inclusion, acceptance, and diversity. But comments to the contrary by one trustee are now prompting calls for his resignation.
He needs to step down or be pushed out, one way or the other.
Barry Neufeld ignited a backlash after posting on social media that he supports traditional family values and that allowing little children to choose to change gender is nothing short of child abuse. He accuses the province of forcing this biologically absurd theory on children in schools.
I don't impose my beliefs on anybody, but this program intends to totally impose its belief on all of public education.
The BC Teachers Federation calls Neufeld's post appalling.
It sends the message to children who might be coming out or who already are out at school that their school might not be safe, that the trustees that are supposed to be looking out for them aren't.
It's a topic that's not often brought up, and so it's new.
At the root of Neufeld's concern is SOGI 123, the province's toolkit to help educators talk about issues of sexual orientation and gender identity. SOGI upholds values already enshrined in BC's Human Rights Code.
I think he's absolutely wrong. He's on the wrong side of history on this issue. We're right to continue to try and eliminate all forms of discrimination and harassment in our society.
The province won't fire Neufeld. His fellow trustees want to hear from him.
I think if he made an apology and retracted his statements and learned a little bit more about how hurtful his statements are, I think that could go a long way.
The board is meeting in the next couple of days to determine its actions, and we'll want to speak with Barry.
They also want to reassure parents all students at Chilliwack schools are accepted.
Barry Neufeld is facing a storm of criticism.
I have been called names. I've had my life threatened. I've been called an old dinosaur, a religious fanatic, superstitious, homophobe, you name it.
Neufeld has posted this on Facebook, a lengthy judgment of BC's new inclusivity program called SOGI for sexual orientation and gender identity. Neufeld calls it a weapon of propaganda. He asserts that teachers must not refer to boys and girls, they are merely students, and they cannot refer to mothers and fathers either.
I have spoken to school principals, people from the ARC Foundation. That is actually not true.
Also on Neufeld's post, a photo depicting parenting 20 years ago compared to now. The 2017 caption of the child says, "Mom, I think I am supposed to be a girl." The mother's response, "Okay, sweetie, we'll start hormone treatment immediately."
I don't impose my beliefs on anybody, but this program intends to totally impose its belief on all of public education, and I think that's going to create a new target group for bullying.
In Langley, parents have rallied in favor of SOGI, saying it supports marginalized students and combats bullying, making schools safer.
It's about inclusivity, and I wonder what kind of society we're living in when trying to be inclusive is such a problem.
The Facebook post has prompted hundreds of responses, both critical and supportive. The Chilliwack School District has told Global News Neufeld was not speaking on behalf of the board, and because this is a personal Facebook page, trustees can say what they want. Catherine Urquhart, Global News.